Hello and welcome everyone to episode 161 of the Living Healthy Today podcast and video 5 of 10 in our detox and cleansing series. My name is Carol Lee Cohen. I'm a certified nutritionist, sports nutritionist, health and wellness consultant, weight management consultant, master nutritionist. Way too much experience as the patient and consumer. Have helped to manufacture products and healthcare professional. And most importantly, for the purposes of today's topic, have been someone who suffered from kidney failure and severe kidney issues, and so had to learn a lot about fixing that. But if you've been listening to our podcast for any length of time or this series, you know all about me. So let's jump into today. And as always, remember the following information in this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The statements presented here have not been evaluated by the FDA. The information is not a substitute for medical advice, nor any product substitutes for prescribed medications. You should always consult with your personal physician or other medical professional for help with diseases. And you should also consult with your own common sense and do your own research. And today we're going to be doing video number 5, and this begins our first video specifically talking about the kidneys. We've been covering the digestive tract because we always hear that disease or health begins in the gut, and we know that if we're dealing with constipation or digestive issues and things aren't moving through there, the toxins spread from the small intestine into the large intestine, into the liver, the bloodstream, and eventually to the kidneys. So if your digestive tract is toxic, you're going to be putting a lot of junk into the bloodstream and liver that will end up in the kidneys, and so you'll be stressing out the kidneys. So this is why the order matters. The digestive tract is the lowest part of the detox system. It's kind of like the bottom drain. So we need to make sure the bottom drain is open and flushing. And then the kidneys are the next drain up. The kidneys sit just on top of that large intestine or colon. You can see the little bean-shaped organs here on this image on your left, and that is the kidneys. You have one on the left and the right, and they sit directly on top of that large intestine where it goes across, and they're located towards your back area. So when you have mid-back to low back pain, a lot of times it's actually overworked, tired kidneys. So you can find your kidneys by finding the top of the colon and then going around to your back, and your kidneys are located there. So the focus of today is going to help you understand the critical role of the kidneys and how we can support them. So here are some of the signs that you might have a kidney issue if you're experiencing any of these. Now, first I want to say you will have blood work that shows your kidneys being in normal range right up until you don't. So a lot of times people don't know they're having a kidney problem, but they go in, they have routine blood work, and all of a sudden they're like, you have kidney disease, or you've lost this much of the function of your kidneys. And it comes as a shock because they don't understand that the early warning signs have been there for a while. So when kidney problems show up in your blood work, that's because the kidneys have lost the ability to maintain proper health of the body, and you're already a long ways down the track. What I want to do is help you stop the small symptoms before it would ever show up in blood work and maintain great health. So the things you want to look for are changes in urination. So you could have decreased urination where you're just not going very often. No, it doesn't matter if you drink more, you just don't use the restroom, or greatly increased urination. We see this a lot of times in someone who's developing high blood sugar or insulin resistance going towards diabetes. If you have a foul or an ammonia-like smell to your urine, urine should not really smell like something's rotting or disgusting. And whenever it does, it always tells us there's an infection or it's highly toxic. So if your urine has no color, this is a sign that your body is not filtering toxins properly, and you're also low on the vitamins that actually give it color. So I want to see bright yellow urine. I also don't want to see it to be a dark yellow or kind of a brownish color because those are strong signs of dehydration, heavy toxicity, or an infection. So we want to stay with that bright yellow. Now, if you always feel tired and lethargic, no matter what you do or how much you sleep, this is actually another classic kidney symptom because when the kidneys are overwhelmed, not flushing properly, the toxins go back up into the bloodstream. The blood now sends dirty, toxic blood everywhere to all your organs, to your brain, and it actually creates a lot of brain fog, a lot of heaviness, a sense of dullness, and you just don't feel well. It's kind of vague, but it's all over. You have fluid retention or swelling anywhere in the body. You might especially notice this if you've been sitting around, if you've been traveling, maybe when you wake up. And that fluid retention often shows up in the feet, the legs, the face, under your eyes, your ankles. And sometimes it'll show up in the abdomen. Fluid will actually back up and collect in the peritoneum, around kind of the digestive organs. That's a common one for me if my kidneys ever aren't working perfectly. The next sign is dry, painful eyes. Again, remember how we talked about when the kidneys are overwhelmed that the toxic blood backs up? Well, now that blood is going again to the brain, it's also going to the eyes and it's irritating the eyes. So when you clean out the blood and the eyes are getting fresh, clean blood, then the irritation stops. This is very common if you have been exposed to an environmental toxin. Dry, itchy skin, same thing. That dirty blood is coming up and the toxins are trying to escape through the skin, and it makes your skin very irritated and itchy. And also, some of the vitamins necessary to make the kidneys function, some of the B vitamins, one of the telltale signs of deficiencies for them is actually dry, itchy skin. Unexplained lower back pain, even mid to lower back pain in the kidney area. All these are signs that we should probably boost up kidney function. So this is a big one. Let's talk about blood pressure being caused by kidney problems. So of course with blood pressure, there's two numbers, the top number and the bottom number. The bottom number, the diastolic number, is a sign of kidney function. When this number rises, especially if it's over 90, we pretty much know that you're having trouble with your kidneys. The top number is more related to a magnesium deficiency, but the bottom number tells us that we have a kidney problem. It tells us that we have blocked arteries, essentially, in the kidneys and possibly other places in the body too. So this is one of the great ways that you can tell if your kidneys are getting better or worse, is if that bottom number on your blood pressure is going up or down. So the kidneys are strong, but they're fragile, and a lot of things damage them. So even basic things like blood pressure drugs or antibiotics or infections can cause them to fail. And we're going to talk about that more in one of our other kidney episodes coming up. Now, the good news about the kidneys is that they can be rehabilitated back to normal, even from severe kidney failure or injuries, in almost every case, if we use the right tools and we use enough of those tools. I myself have been through kidney failure several times. The first time and the most severe time, I was super tired. I had all the brain fog. I was hardly using the restroom. I was collecting tons of fluid. And when I started using these tools and doing the right things, I pretty much lived in the restroom for the next 30 hours or so, but I lost 12 pounds in that 30 hours of straight fluid. So that is how quick they can come back. I've seen people come back from 13% kidney function and many other percentages. I think that's one of the lower ones that I've seen recently. But a lot of people give up on the kidneys, and doctors will often kind of diagnose it as a death sentence. And if you don't get it turned around, it is. But what I want you to know is that if you use the right tools and you use enough, in many cases, this can be fixed. Healthy kidney function is crucial to your energy, keeping your blood clean, and to your good health. It's often overlooked as a root cause issue for poor health because when the kidneys aren't properly flushing, Not only are you going to be prone to the exhaustion and the brain fog that we talked about, but you're going to be more prone to getting infections. Your immunity is going to be lowered. You're going to have more issues with UTIs and gout and bladder infections and a long list of almost minor health concerns, but things that still make your life pretty miserable. Poor kidney function is a type of constipation. It's almost like constipation of the blood. And when your blood is dirty, again, it's going to be feeding dirty blood to the organs. This all triggers off inflammation, it triggers the storing of toxins, and you're going to be much more prone to autoimmune diseases and autoimmune flare ups if your blood is dirty like this. So the kidneys are very, very important. And the good news is that the things that help support kidney health really help support a lot of the rest of our body, the cardiovascular system, the circulatory system, the lungs, the heart. And there's just a lot of side benefits to supporting the kidneys, and a lot of the same nutrition works all over the place. So with that, I found this great TED Ed lesson from Emma Bryce that explains the kidneys so well. It's a short video, so I'm going to go ahead and play that now.
It's a hot day, and you've just downed several glasses of water, one after the other. Behind the sudden urge that follows are two bean-shaped organs that work as fine-tuned internal sensors. They balance the amount of fluid in your body, detect waste in your blood, and know when to release the vitamins, minerals, and hormones you need to stay alive. Say hello to your kidneys. The main role of these organs is to dispose of waste products and to turn them into urine. The body's 8 liters of blood pass through the kidneys between 20 and 25 times each day, meaning that together, these organs filter about 180 liters every 24 hours. The ingredients in your blood are constantly changing as you ingest food and drink, which explains why the kidneys need to be on permanent duty. Blood enters each kidney through arteries that branch and branch until they form tiny vessels that entwine with special internal modules called nephrons. In each kidney, 1 million of these nephrons form a powerful array of filters and sensors that carefully sift through the blood. This is where we see just how refined and accurate this internal sensing system is. To filter the blood, each nephron uses 2 powerful pieces of equipment, a blob-like structure called a glomerulus, and a long stringy straw-like tubule. The glomerulus works like a sieve, allowing only certain ingredients, such as vitamins and minerals, to pass into the tubule. Then, this vessel's job is to detect whether any of those ingredients are needed in the body. If so, they're reabsorbed in amounts that the body needs so they can circulate in the blood again. But the blood doesn't only carry useful ingredients. It contains waste products too, and the nephrons have to figure out what to do with them. The tubules sense compounds the body doesn't need, like urea, left over from the breakdown of proteins, and redirects them as urine out of the kidneys and through 2 long sewers called ureters. These tubes empty their contents into the bladder to be discharged, ridding your body of that waste once and for all. There's water in that urine too. If the kidney detects too much of it in your blood, for instance, when you've chugged several glasses at once, it sends the extra liquid to the bladder to be removed. On the other hand, low water levels in the blood prompt the kidney to release some back into the bloodstream, meaning that less water makes it into the urine. This is why urine appears yellower when you're less hydrated. By controlling water, your kidneys stabilize the body's fluid levels. But this fine balancing act isn't the kidney's only skill. These organs have the power to activate vitamin D to secrete a hormone called renin that raises blood pressure, and another hormone called erythropoietin, which increases red blood cell production. Without the kidneys, our bodily fluids would spiral out of control. Every time we ate, our blood would receive another load of unsifted ingredients. Soon, the buildup of waste would overload our systems and we'd expire. So each kidney not only keeps things running smoothly, it also keeps us alive. Lucky then, that we have 2 of these magical beans.
Now, if you were paying close attention to that video, you probably noticed that the kidneys, when we magnify them and look at all the little structures inside them, significantly resemble both what our lungs look like and what the cardiovascular system, especially around the heart, looks like. And that is because a lot of the same mechanisms, there's a lot of repeat of the same design. So the kidneys have these tiny little arteries and capillaries, just like your heart does, just like your lungs do, just like your cardiovascular system, your veins do. And these tiny little arteries and capillaries, they get clogged. And they get clogged when there's excessive toxins coming to the kidneys and we're not supporting them well enough and it's not able to dump. And when they're clogged, they can no longer filter waste products or produce urine. So this is when we start to collect fluid, and this is when toxins get sent back up again into the bloodstream and into the body. So when we're focusing on kidney health, we have to flush those little arteries. And this is where nature and nutrition is so amazing, because the very same nutrition that we would use to flush the cardiovascular system to improve circulation, we're going to use to help your kidneys. So there's 7 types of nutrition that we're looking at. And the good news is that while this looks like a long list, we can combine these products into just a few that are super easy and delicious to take. So hang tight for that one. But the nutrition I want to use to help support kidney health are going to be ginger, muscadine grape, methylated B vitamins, hawthorn berry, extra B2, ancestral kidney, and minerals. So let's go ahead and jump into our first product and our first set of nutrients. So when I'm trying to support kidney health, one of the first ingredients I think about is ginger. And the reason for this is when you have a kidney problem, you need to take a lot of nutrition and even take it in extra amounts so that we can get all those little arteries cleaned out and we can get the kidneys flushing. And oftentimes when you have a kidney problem, things are going downhill fast and you need to do it. You need to get better quickly. So we have to take those higher amounts to get there fast. And we do that by increasing the amount of products we take, dosing. And one of the challenges when you take extra products is that sometimes it can be a little overwhelming as far as the body's ability to utilize and absorb those. When we add ginger into the picture, ginger will help us digest, break down, and absorb all of this nutrition that we're taking. Ginger also has a very unique ability to support healthy kidney function. So it helps us absorb all nutrition and it directly supports the kidneys. Muscadine seeds and skins are legendary for supporting healthy kidney function, and they do it by reducing inflammation and improving circulation. And they're going to help throughout the body. So they're going to help the cardiovascular system as well. They're going to help your immune system as well. And then minerals are kind of a secret weapon that a lot of people don't know about when it comes to kidney function, because vitamins depend on minerals to actually work correctly. So if you're taking a bunch of vitamins with no minerals, some of the activating factors that those vitamins need are missing if you're not getting your minerals. So this is why I love the GTM Heirloom Botanicals product, because it has ginger, muscadine, and minerals all in one product, and it's super easy to take. If you're not familiar with this product, I'm going to suggest that you refer to episode 152, which you can find on our YouTube channel or on Podbean, either one. And we'll put the link to episode 152 in the show notes and resources for Podbean and the description for YouTube. Now, let's talk dosing. So this product, since it has ginger, turmeric, muscadine boost, and minerals in it, you're going to need to pick up the dosing so you get what we call therapeutic levels of the ginger, the muscadine, and the minerals. So kind of standard maintenance dose for this product is probably at least 6 a day. But if you're someone who is a little heavier or you have more health issues or more than one health issue, in particular if you have a kidney problem, I'm going to suggest doing 12 to 18 a day so that you get that higher therapeutic dosing of the ginger, the muscadine, and the minerals. So 12 to 18 a day, and make sure you spread these out because if you take them all at once, you're going to lose benefit. So a lot of people will take 3 to 6 with a meal, or maybe they'll take several with a meal and one in the, like when they get up, when they go to bed. And by one, I mean one dose. So just split it up with what works for you. But this is one product that's really easy to use that's going to get you 3 of your mission critical nutrients for the kidneys. And again, if you want to know much more about this product, go to episode 152. Okay, so we've covered numbers 1, 2, and 7 on our list here, and we're going to go next to the importance of methylated B vitamins. Now, the Sport and Go is one of my favorite products for so many reasons, and I've listed some of the ingredients here on screen, and you can see all of the ingredients are in orange that help the kidneys. So there's a whole bunch of ingredients. There's methylated B vitamins, electrolytes, L-citrulline, selenium, sea salt, more minerals. All these things support healthy kidney function, but the superstar in this product is the methylated B vitamins. Now, methylated B vitamins essentially mean that the vitamins have been broken down. They're all ready for the body to absorb. And if you're among the 30% that struggles with absorbing B vitamins and methylation, you have that MTHFR gene issue, then methylated B vitamins are a must. They're essentially pre-digested and available immediately to the body. So this is the product we're going to use for the B vitamins. Now, what do B vitamins do for the kidneys, you ask? Well, the very function of vitamins, the primary function of vitamins, particularly the B vitamins, is to make the kidneys work. It's to help produce urine. And it also is what determines the color of your urine. So if your urine is getting more bright yellow, we know that you're getting closer to your saturation point of B vitamins, and you're probably having a lot more energy. So some of the benefits of Sport and Go include increased energy, increased mental clarity, brain function, thyroid support, healthy kidney function, improving the stress response, and of course, great hydration and electrolyte replacement. If your kidneys are malfunctioning, you tend to be dehydrated and your electrolytes are out of balance. Well, the Sport and Go helps to balance all of that. Now, one thing I'm going to point out that's really important, this is a very concentrated nutritional drink. So I'm going to encourage you to mix that 1 scoop, which is 1 serving, with 20 to 24 ounces of water. And we're also going to mix some of our other ingredients into the Sport and Go to help with kidney function. If you're not familiar with the Sport and Go already, this is a product that I could talk about all by itself for an hour. And there's so many side benefits. Make sure you check out this YouTube link where we go over both the Sport and Go and the Detox tea that we're going to talk about next. Again, we'll post that link in the description for YouTube and the show notes and resources for Podbean. And now we're going to move on to hawthorn berry. So we get our hawthorn berry through the detox tea. The detox tea is very similar to the Sport and Go in that I could speak for a whole hour on its 101 benefits and ingredients. There's all kinds of ingredients in the detox tea that'll help boost your immunity, boost liver health, help with digestion, so many things. But what we're focusing on today is the hawthorn berry. And the magic of hawthorn berry is that it helps to clear out again those little arteries and capillaries and help things flush through. It's legendary again for circulation, for the cardiovascular system. And it's an absolute must anytime I have a kidney problem. It works by helping to clear out blockages in the cardiovascular system. And again, those tiny little arteries and capillaries that you see. Now, this is also a powder that you make into a liquid, and what I love is it is absolutely delicious mixed with the Sport and Go. So you just take 1 scoop, you mix it with the Sport and Go, and again, that same link that I showed on the last slide will tell you more about the Sport and Go and the Detox tea. So if you aren't familiar with these products, I strongly encourage you to go back and take a look at that. Okay, so we've covered 5 of our 7 ingredients. We're going to talk next briefly about B2. Now, B2 is the superstar vitamin when it comes to increasing urine output and quickly flushing the kidneys, especially if I've got an infection or I've had damaged kidneys from a medication. And I'm going to spend more time, go into more detail on our next episode talking about how to use B2 in a crisis situation. But what I like to do here is simply add about 500 milligrams a day to my Sport and Go and Detox tea. So I get it in the raw powder form and just dump in like about an extra 500 milligrams. If I'm feeling like I really need detox help, I'll go all the way up to 1500. And again, we'll discuss more about this in our next episode where we talk about dealing with our advanced strategies, our crisis situations. But B2 is an absolutely critical ingredient for really quickly helping to detox the blood and helping the kidneys pick up speed when we need to go very quickly. So this is just a great strategy. If you have any kidney issues at all, go ahead and add it in. Super inexpensive. You can take it as the capsules. There's no problem with that. I'm just not someone who likes to take extra capsules when I can drink something and it doesn't taste. So I have no idea that it's even in the detox tea and the Sport and Go. So it's just really easy for me to do that. It also allows me to spread it out throughout the day because when you take products like the Sport and Go, the detox tea, and higher amounts of B2, you want to spread them out throughout the day. So you're getting, think of it almost like an IV, so that there's a constant supply of nutrition for the body to draw from so it can function at maximum level. If you take too much in at once, it's just like when you drink a bunch of water. If you drink too much water too quickly, you're just going to use the restroom, right? And the same thing happens with your nutrition. You're just going to flush it through. So don't do that. Do it slowly so you get maximum results. Because the last thing I want you to do is to go to the effort of taking these things, to be spending the money to purchase the products, and then not getting maximum benefit. So sip on it slowly throughout the day. Okay, so we have covered 6 of 7 of our ingredients so far. We're going to go to our last one, and that is ancestral kidney. So our ancestors were a big fan of the concept of like curing like. So when they would hunt an animal, whether it was a buffalo or they'd butcher a cow or any animal really, they would eat every part of that animal. They'd eat it or use it for something. And that was because they knew that inside even the organs of those animals were the key nutrients that humans needed for good health. So they knew that eating the kidneys of a healthy animal nourishes urinary ailments, boosts vitality, energy, and supports kidney health. And kidney was the organ of choice, actually, for those that needed more vitality and energy, which kind of sounds like most of us today, right? And I love this product because it is bovine kidney and it has pre-digested kidney nutrients in it. So everything has been broken down, pre-digested, and it's pre-assembled really for us. So it's got the kidney specific peptides, cofactors, enzymes, and micronutrients that really nourish and support, and they're exactly in the ratios and the balances that nature has done. And there's a lot of nutrition inside a product like this that you're not going to get just from taking B vitamins or hawthorn berry. So this is a way to really give yourself a leg up on supporting your kidneys. And even for me, although kidney failure is a long time in the distance, years in the past, I noticed a huge improvement in my vitality and energy when I added this product. And I always use the Sport and Go, the Detox, the Extra B2, right? So I work really hard on these things on a regular basis and have for many years. And yet I noticed a significant change when I added the kidney product. And I wished I would have had it when I was going through kidney failure. You're going to use 3 to 6 a day. I usually take these at the same time as my GTM, and I split it up again because I want maximum results. I would recommend this product to anyone that has any kind of significant kidney challenge, or you just need more energy. So, as a recap, here is the protocol that I would start out with as my basic kidney protocol for everything from mild to moderate kidney issues. We're going to give you again some advanced strategies in our next episode, but here's where I would start. I would start with the GTM Heirloom Botanicals. I do 12 to 18 a day. Remember to spread them out. I do the Sport and Go and Detox tea. I would mix them, and you want to use one serving if you're just kind of that ordinary person with no problems. But if you're someone that has kidney issues or maybe a thyroid issue too, or stress or other health concerns, we want to increase that to 2 to 3 servings a day. When I was dealing with kidney problems, I always did at least the equivalent of 2 to 3 servings, always. Sometimes more, especially if I had a really stressful day or I wasn't sleeping well. Into that Sport and Go and Detox tea, don't be afraid to add that extra B2. Remember, that helps to speed up kidney function, clear out the blood, and is so important, especially if you are dealing with a really serious situation. I'd use anywhere from 500 to 1500 milligrams a day, and I like to mix it into, as I already said, the Sport and Go and Detox tea. Ancestral kidney, 3 to 6 a day. Again, spread it out. And then we're going to discuss the vitamin, the ginger, and some other strategies in our next episode. And that brings us to the end of today. In episode 6, we're going to talk about kidney cleanses, how to even increase nutrition if you're in a really severe situation, how to use some essential oils, and more. And here are all my social links. These are all going to be listed on Podbean in the show notes and resources and in the description for YouTube. We have my YouTube channel. We have Podbean, of course. If you're not part of our Top Shelf Family Telegram channel, make sure that you join. That's a great place. You can ask questions. You can see all of the Top Shelf information, updates, videos from other great people that are part of Top Shelf, like Top Shelf founder Todd Smith. You can also find the link there for our Top Shelf products. And then if you want to get the Ancestral Supplements kidney product, just go to ancestralsupplements.com. Make sure that you use code Carolee10. That'll give you 10% off your order. And with that, I hope you learned something new and you have a huge improvement in your kidney function going forward.